Hello guys, this is Positive Trading with you. We have another KASPA video for you today. It's gonna be a treat. I have actually opened a position right here just a couple of minutes ago, and let's see what happens because some of my trend lines are gonna be touched, in my opinion, from the judging from the momentum perspective, and at the same time, let me remove this box. At the same time, if you take a look, we have closed hourly candle, actually three of them. Even the middle one was red. However, let me just take an arrow so you can see clearly. Here, three candles already closed above the 1 hour SMA. Simple moving average 21 to be precise. And if you don't have this moving average in your charts, go ahead and input it because it will help you greatly. And I want to show you how to find good trends just like this one. If you take a look at on hourly chart, 1 hourly chart, here, for example, price was making lower lows. However, RSI momentum was creating higher lows. And one thing we need as a confirmation that trend is changing is this price, the candle went above the 1 hourly SMA 21 and confirmed. All the while, you're having a bullish divergence in trend in RSI. So it's very important that these confirmations happen because just because bullish divergence happening on RSI, but price isn't confirming a momentum, don't enter your positions yet. And so, although there is no bullish divergence on this chart, however, we close 3 hourly candle on above the 21 SMA after a pullback, because in these pullbacks I was trading. However, I was having a stop loss and we got stopped out right here because I thought momentum is slowly shifting right here. It was slowly shifting, but then we went quick flash crash to this zone, stop loss met, and then went back up. So right now I enter again after a pullback. This pullback, you can see it, because we went first above the SMA, closed really good candle. However, the momentum with these couple of indecision candles and then this bearish kind of engulfing candle, it wasn't sure. But now I entered again. However, at this time, my stop loss is below this low, which is about 7.5 cents. In any case, I want to show you this wallet addresses that have been accumulating and some of them being moving their coins or selling their coins. Wallet number one, in the past 24 hours, 3.8 million KASPA coins have been moved or sold. And this is from Gate.io wallet. And wallet number two, however, steadily accumulating coins almost every day. Today, they have accumulated 1.6 million KASPA coins. I don't know if they bought it or someone moved it from their wallet to their wallet. I'm sure this is a market maker, and most likely they work together with some kind of tier one exchange. Because if you take a look, their previous purchases, they have been accumulating when KASPA was like 16, 17 cents. And since then, they have not stopped. So, in my humble opinion, their average entry price for KASPA is somewhere about 10 to 12 cents. They haven't bought really cheap KASPA because they were accumulating even when it was 17 cents. So their average price is not really higher than yours because, not really lower than ours, because let's say you bought here at 7.5, 8 cent zones in here and here, and their average price, because they were accumulating for a long time, is probably like 12, let's say 10 cents even. So even if Binance lists this coin they will not sell all their coins at once, because market makers will be slowly selling the coins and kind of forming a distribution pattern in order to keep their profits in a good range, because otherwise they will not make enough money. Because once they sold all of it, this was on the weekly, you can see this was a clear distribution pattern, and this was somewhere about the last point of supply, LPS. If you look at the distribution pattern, how long it went on, this is a weekly chart. It went on for a long, long time, even though other altcoins and Bitcoin was moving. However, then the LPS happened, which means they almost offloaded all of their early accumulated coins, market makers collectively I'm talking about, and then they they push the prices down, liquidate all the longs so they can buy back in and get the prices higher to these levels or even here. Because for them, in order to make money, of course they've accumulated coins earlier on when it was 3 cents, 4 cents, but then this distribution pattern, because of course they don't want to crash the price of KASPA significantly, they will be selling it in small chunks until they have very less left, and then sell it aggressively to bring the price back down so they can buy it and make more profits, pushing price up again, while all the retail traders will be getting back inside probably after 10, 11 cents again, because that's the time all the bullish videos on YouTube will be coming out, and then they'll be selling again unless the demand is way higher than their overall selling pressure. I think if tier 1 exchanges start listing soon enough, in my opinion, KASPA will see significant gains, something immediately, I think somewhere about 30 cents, because if you take a look at the interest of KASPA address distribution, you have gained a lot of small wallets, anywhere between crabs and octopus, anywhere between 100 KASPA to 10,000 KASPA has been increasing steadily all the way. Look at this one. In the past 24 hours, in the past 7 days. Yes, in the past 30 days, we lost some crabs, because crabs, the smallest holders, are the ones to panic first, usually, because people with the smallest amount of KASPA, they will be either not convicted to buy more enough, or they will be scared to sell it quick before there's any damage. So, but if you look at it, fish from 10,000 KASPA to 100,000 KASPA has been increasing steadily. In the past 30 days, we have 1,100 fish, and dolphins, for example, 646 dolphins in the past 30 days. This is huge amount, guys. And you have like a whale. In the 30 days, we didn't have the record, but past 24 hours, we have one whale. Even to be considered a whale, you need to have 10 million KASPA. Let's say he bought, or collectively they bought more than 10 million, 20, 30 million. This is significant, but eventually they will have to sell. So, and if they're buying in these prices, they're not going to be selling in these prices. They're going to have to write it up at least until this SMA on the weekly. This SMA right now sitting at 11.9 cents. Maybe it will come down a little bit until we reach with the price somewhere about 11.3 cents. In my opinion, momentum is shifting. If you have watched Luck Crypto YouTube channel, today he released a video. He was talking about MACD indicator, which is amazing indicator that you guys need to have. And especially if you integrate it on the weekly chart, you will see what I'm talking about. I have it somewhere here. Oh, maybe not. Okay, let's put it. Moving average convergent divergence. So he was talking about the bullish divergence on the MACD indicator on the weekly chart. And amazing observation is that this, if you take a look from here, where the price was making lower lows on the weekly, yeah. Oh, let me put this. Let me go up. Here, price was making lower lows on the chart, but if you look at the MACD, we have histogram making higher lows and slowly regaining its momentum. And we start seeing lighter color upticks, basically, or less of a bearish momentum. That indicates momentum is shifting slowly. I don't know how soon it's gonna shift, but we eventually gonna retest this SMA, which is currently at 11.9 cents. And at the same time, if you look, let me remove this. If you look, we are approaching a weekly trend line. Usually weekly trend lines are very strong. As soon as we move up with trends, with conviction, it's going to catapult us quick to that area. And I'm not worried about Bitcoin dominance chart when it comes to KASPA chart, because everything else, yes, they have to consider Bitcoin chart, all the other altcoins, I mean. But when it comes to KASPA, if you take a look, when Bitcoin dominance was going up, let me put a rectangular box. Let's say Bitcoin dominance start going up in this area, which is starting from 2023 May. Let's go to KASPA chart on the weekly and see where it was on 2023 May. KASPA on MEXC. CAS USDT on MEXC, because it has more data than Binance chart. So May, June, you see here in the time, I'm gonna put a vertical line in around June, July, where momentum was shifting towards the upside, just to compare where our Bitcoin dominance was at June, July of 2023, okay? Because it's going to tell you something. June, July, here. Bitcoin dominance was still going higher, and all of the other altcoins were performing very badly, and they were going down as Bitcoin dominance were going higher. But KASPA, however, started its upward momentum when Bitcoin dominance was going higher. Here. As Bitcoin dominance kept going higher, this is a KASPA chart, guys. KASPA also went higher. So it didn't matter for KASPA if Bitcoin dominance was high or low. KASPA did what KASPA wants. And this correction that you're seeing right now was necessary because we had left huge fair value gap in this zone, which we tapped just recently. After that, obviously, there will be some kind of accumulation, and then we will be most likely putting a pattern like this and then go up. If one of these, let's say one of these, give me a second, bear with me. If one of these price action can take us to SMA line, you're already in the green if you're buying right now. This is not a financial advice, but selling at the lows and buying at the tops are not smart decisions. So probably these zones where we are in a heavy, huge support is a buying zone and a buying opportunity, and ride it up until the next resistance zone, which is 21 SMA on the weekly, somewhere about 11.5 cents. I think it makes sense, in my opinion. Anyway, I don't want to turn this video into a rant and keep going for a very long time. Thank you for watching. We want to reach out to as many people as possible. Like and subscribe if you will. And I see you on the next one.